If you suddenly had fuck you money, what would be the first thing you did? I'd order Domino's without optimizing the order to fit one of the deals. Retire my immediate family. Get a permanent personal chef, so that I can eat delicious food all the time, and in a relatively healthy way. Disappear. Quit my job. I'm at the point I may do it anyway, honestly. I'd buy the first 3 rows of a Ja Rule concert to keep them empty. Quit my job. It's not that it's a bad job, I actually do like it, but I don't have time for it. I would rather live my life and go on adventures. So many things to see and experience in this world and life. Buy a house in the mountains and start a farm. I just want peace. I've been stuck in fight or flight mode most of my life. I'd buy the company I work for, burn it down and collect the insurance money and build a public restroom in its place. I'll ask my cat what to do with it, she would know. Call in to work rich. I would buy all the pieces of property along the nearby coast and hillsides that developers have been trying to build on for years, and make it all open space for the public and get some sort of clause that it can never be built on for hundreds of years of something. Buy a few acres in the woods, build a house and guest house with a studio. Let younger bands record cheaply, pay great engineers, mixers, and producers to help them live their dream. Build an outdoor cool 200 or so seater amphitheater on site and let them put on shows, film videos. Would be a dream come true for me. Bid years ago on an old Boy Scout camp to do it, but was well outbid. Still a one day for me, I hope. Buy a house with no direct neighbors in a quiet area. Silence, that's what I want. I'd have to quit my job. I'm a dentist and I really like my job. I have a colleague whose co-resident won the lottery. Financial advisors and lawyers advised her to quit because of the risk of patients suing to get a piece of that money. So, yeah, I'd have to quit. Get a degree, get a car, buy a house and finally get my much-needed crooked teeth fixed. Then I'd save it. I used to work in a very rich part of town. There was a hotel that would take the nicest car of one of the guests and park it in a designated spot in the front like it was on display. I'd pay them to park my Pontiac Sunfire there. I'd pay off my student loans and then with the last $20 bucks I'd buy a cheap dinner. Sit on the couch and try to find something good on Netflix. Not go visit the Titanic. Buy up some of the abandoned buildings in my town and convert it to affordable rentals. I wouldn't have enough to fix my country, but I could do some. I would fuck you. Fix my teeth. Monster truck. Lay the fuck down and finally have the first stress-free sleep of my life since before starting kindergarten. I always thought it would be fun to buy my own television channel, not just any channel, but a nice one that gets primetime viewers. Then, I would have all these various shows like couples buying houses, Victorian dramas, NASCAR, etc., and the majority of the show would proceed normally. Until zombies. There may be hints at various points of the show, but largely I want the show to really build up towards a resolution, naturally, and then, each show of every day, zombies just entirely derail the story progression and it's just a new show at that point. I'd pay all the debt that has been chasing me for about 10 years, finally be caught up, and then breathe. Quit my job and become a full-time fishing guide. Pay fucky taxes. Go back to Haiti and try to make some positive changes in my town. Buy a WinRAR license. Buy the Epstein client list and post it online. Create art without the pressure to sell it. Buy all the collection agencies in my area that buy debt for pennies on the dollar, and forgive it all. I would send a box of live spiders to the house of my rapist. Buy a home in a beautiful spot and fill it with ways to create art and music. Crazy that this is out of reach. Quit my job, and tell them why I don't have to take their lack of respect anymore. Jerk off. Need that post-nut clarity. I would buy a new wheelchair and bed for my friend who got paralyzed some years ago, from shoulders down. She has this awful long-term pressure sore and is usually having to lie down, therefore not sat up in wheelchair going about her business. She needs fancy equipment to be able to take pressure off it but still be participating in life rather than laid in bed the whole time. In order. Set up a college fund and a trust for my young niece and nephew, the latter being accessible to them on the condition that they graduate with a minimum of a bachelor's degree. Buy houses for my immediate family members only. Put in my 2 weeks and give every co-worker $10,000, they're all good people. Take a 6-month vacation through Europe, Asia, and South America. Buy a semi-secluded cottage or bungalow 45 minutes away from a major US city and get a golden retriever puppy and an older rescue. Write a book. Buy Taco Bell without quilt, and live out my odd dream of making a homeless man's night. Move out and cut off my abusive family. 2 chicks at the same time. Take off my phone case. I'd buy my dad the best medical care money can buy. He's worked hard his whole life and the care he's getting now via Medicaid is pretty much worthless. He needs surgeries they won't pay for because of all the stupid qualifications on what they'll cover. He deserves so much better, and it kills me that he's yet another person being fucked by our healthcare system. Completely disappear from society. Buy a big fuck you house on a lot of fuck you land in the middle of fuck you nowhere. There is a guy in the neighbor. Old grumpy man that for some reason hate dogs. Like him walking my dog on a leash on the other side of the street and scream stuff at me. I'll buy the unused land at the side of his house and make it a dog park for everyone. Get my kids set up for college and put money away for them when they got old enough to not blow it. Something to do with helping homeless pets. Buy a Supreme Court justice. Anything and everything quietly. Having FYOU money will distort real relationships. That can't be retrieved. Pay off my mom's mortgage. I'd create a fully off-grid comfy house. All bills accounted for, minimal upkeep. I'm talking solar setup with micro hydro backup, rainwater harvesting, grey water reclamation, and a full garden small farm on a river or stream. I would have enough acreage that with good timber management I could earn money letting lumberjacks cut timber enough to cover my property taxes. The rest I invest and use residuals to travel the world on. Also, I tell no one. Take out $1 million or so in £5 note and make a big fort with them. Tell a whole lot of people fuck you. I'd use it to take down human trafficking, corruption, and tax cheaters. I think I'd start with the Church of Scientology. Probably have the best stress-free sleep in a long time. Call the guy back about my car's extended warranty. Call everyone I know, one by one, say I've hit a very serious rough patch and see who is willing to let me borrow some money. The ones who would help you no matter what, are the ones you need to keep close. Past that no one will know anything. Hi, I have been separated from my wife and children for 2.5 years. I would wipe out all debt, pay off the house and give it to girls so they can live in it with their mother. She was not very nice to me at all, but these are my kids. Hire 2 assassins, set them against each other, place bets on who wins. Buy all the property around Mar-a-Lago and put in low-income housing. On a world tour, would be exploring. Create a Reddit program that PMs fuck you to every